It's been a lot of fun. Just kind of done what coach has asked and got a lot of moving parts. So I haven't wanted to speak over anyone and just kind of just fill in and help where I can. And so I guess it's kind of like being a guest coach.
What's it been like seeing Matt turn his hat backwards and get after it down there too?
I think he's really enjoyed it. I don't want to speak for him, but like sitting in meetings and listen to interaction with between the players and coach. I mean, you can just tell when a guy loves and is passionate about coaching, and that comes through.
I don't think we've talked to you since before the season. What can you say about just the special teams guys and how they bought in this first year with you running it?
Man, 100%. Those guys have been amazing, and they've just played their tails off. But again, that's their job, right? And so very pleased with what they've done to this point. But we got a big game coming up in 2 days, and we got to finish this thing. And we left a lot of meat on the bone, some things that we'd love to have back. But I'll point a thumb on that. I told you guys at the beginning. I mean, when things don't go well, right? X stinks, and I mean it, because these guys have done exactly what we've asked them to do. They've given everything they got, and couldn't be more proud of them, and really have appreciated this opportunity, and we just want to finish it the right way.
There were whole chunks of the season where Archie didn't even get to punt. I mean,
Yeah.
Your offense was so good. How'd you see him grow and change maybe in his first year?
Really think about this. The guy he had never even been to a football game. And so he goes out there and rolls it out there in Arrowhead and does a heck of a job. And as the year goes on, I mean, kicked in some pretty tough situations too. I mean, he kicked about 6 balls during the course of the year into 30-mile-per-hour plus winds, and he never blinked, never batted an eye, and he's just going to continue to get better and better. So all in all, I love his demeanor. I think Brett Maher has done a phenomenal job with all of our specialists, and it's been fun.
How cool is it for Archie to have a second Aussie on the team now, and is he sort of showing him the ropes now that he's...
Yeah, Michael's he's pretty quiet, and Archie's not. So we're like, those guys are going to be best friends, because Michael doesn't want to say anything, and Arch he'll take it away. He's very loquacious.
With Kenneth going from being a walk-on, earning a scholarship, to earning some All-Big Ten honors, just how much pride do you take in his growth this season?
Boy, that's all on him. I mean, he brought it every single day, and we believed in him because of what he did in practice. And he's a very talented player. He's a really good running back. So he's got a big ceiling. He's just scratching the surface right now. But really happy for him, and I don't look at it like a walk-on scholarship. I mean, they're just Nebraska football players. So I don't even know. I don't even know if who's a walk-on, who's not. I don't care.
How would you sum up Ja'Cory's season as well?
Man, that guy he's one of my favorite players of all time. The way he brings it every single day, and the way he really developed during the course of the year and got more and more comfortable. And it was super cool because you could see that what he did in the return game really correlate to what he did growing as a receiver. So, and again, it's 100% on him. You have no idea the amount of work that guy put in. And he does it because he just loves the game.
How do you balance between him getting a green light when he trusts his ability to make a play, and also keeping field position in mind, especially when he would be returning the kickoff?
Well, scared money don't make money. That's how you balance it. We're in Vegas, right? Double down.
Have you had to look at that? I mean, you looked at Utah's run game. What's that look like to you now that you're kind of coaching?
Kind of like a horror movie. Like, no, I'm kidding. No, they're really obviously talented, and they do a great job, and shoot, it's a great challenge for our guys, without getting into all the schematics, their gap schemes and fly sweeps, and the running quarterbacks are wildcats. I mean, they got a little bit of everything.
With the guest coach mentality, are you interested in continuing that into next year if that opportunity presented itself?
Look, every year, you evaluate things, and from a personal standpoint, and your head coach evaluates things. So I'll do what I'm asked to do and do it to the best of my ability.
Hey, how important can special teams be, especially early in a game like this, in a bowl game, to kind of set the tone, especially with you guys being such underdogs?
Special teams is so unique because you don't know the opportunities that you're going to get. And so you can't force it, you can't press it. So any opportunity that we get, we've been busting our tail to be ready for that opportunity. So you just can't blink. You got to go out there and you got to let it fly. And that's what our guys are preparing to do.
You might not want to single anybody out, but is there a guy or two that maybe he's not a returner or in that highlight spot that you say, man, he really made a jump in special teams for me this year?
Man, there's too many. And there really are. I mean, you got Branch, you got Book, you got Kev, who's been an unbelievable snapper for us. Carter, Heinrich. I mean, all these guys. Bauer. I mean, there's just too many. Vinny. There's so many guys. Wacker. I mean, it's just a core group of guys that have done amazing things. So it's just been a fun group to coach, and it's because of the culture here, and that's all on Matt Rule, and Corey's done a great job, and we just have a phenomenal culture, and these guys love playing ball, and I'm fortunate to coach them. Appreciate y'all.
Yeah. Thanks, Coach Snow, for a few minutes before. When it comes to defending a team that runs the quarterbacks a lot, what are some of the key fundamentals that your defenders have to keep in mind as they play the game?
They have a lot of option principles in their offense, but when you used to play the triple option, you're playing one play. Well, with this offense, they could be running a fly sweep this way and a counter with a quarterback this way and an RPO. So, I mean, they're really tough to defend. They've done an excellent job of putting this offense together by personnel groups, all the different formations, and they do an exceptional job. And the numbers, you look at their numbers, and they've done real well in offense.
Which players get most stressed by that kind of versatility?
The linebackers and safeties, they have to have really good eye discipline because there's a lot of candy in front of them that are trying to get them to go one way and they're supposed to go the other. So, and they've done a really nice job of designing the offense to really affect those two positions.
Speaking of safeties, Justin Rhett has been practicing well, and Coach Rule said that he can play a lot. What does he do well on the field?
Well, Justin's a good athlete. He signed to Georgia right out of high school, so they don't take bad players, right? So he's got athleticism. He can run, so and he'll hit you. So I'm really looking forward to watching him playing a game. Yeah.
Does Rhett's emergence affect Deshaun Singleton's role at all? Are there other things you want Deshaun to try to do?
Who, Deshaun? Deshaun's not playing. Matt said that this morning, so he's not playing a game.
Is he just opting?
No, he's got, he had a surgery not too long ago, and Matt can talk to you about that, but Deshaun, he won't play.
Coach Rule talked those last two games, guys just playing harder. Have you seen sort of the juice you've wanted from guys in the preparation leading up to this game?
The game is still how hard and physical you play, and then the details in what you execute with. So, that's the game. So that's when I came here, I said, guys, we can control those three things. So let's do that in this game. So, that's been my focus with these guys.
With Deshaun not playing, he's such a leader, captain, etc.
Mm-hmm.
When you take a leader like that off the field, how do you fill that void?
Well, he'll be on the sideline with us and stuff. So, yeah. The other guys have played. You just got to go. It's like at every level of football, right? The next guy's got to play, right?
What about Coach Eckler, just having him and Coach Tollison as well? I mean, just bringing two new guys. What kind of energy have they brought to your defensive staff?
Oh, it's been fun. So when Matt said, hey, I want you to do this, I said, well, I'm going to recruit Eck. And so, we've done a nice job. It's been fun working with everybody. And then, Rob was around too. Orich was around too with us, right? So, it's been fun. The whole 15 practice has been a lot of fun.
Why did you recruit Eck over there? Why did you want Eckler to be part of it?
Well, he at Tennessee, he actually coached what they call our jack, an outside linebacker. So I said, hey, Eck, you're going to coach the DNs. So and he loves that anyway. So it's been good.
How much of a jump do you think you can expect from that front based on the number of guys that you've deployed to coaching them and the work they've put in over the last month?
Well, we're going to what we did is pick and choose what we've run all year long, right? And then it just comes down to, getting off blocks and tackling and all the fundamentals of football and how hard and physical you play. So that's what we're looking forward to.
Have you had a chance to talk with Roy Manning at all yet, or got a chance to see what he's about?
Oh, yeah. He was with us, too, for a little bit. Yeah, he's terrific. So, yeah, that group will be really good here.
How has this been experience for you, having this increased role for this, hands-on approach for this bowl game? How is it exciting? Kind of take you back a little bit?
It does. I'm going to be on the field, which will be fun. But I've been with these players now for almost a year, right? So it's been fun. The group's a fun group.
Has it been different? Different though? Has it been different? This I mean, it had to be a little different, right?
You mean now?
Being the coordinator.
Not really. I mean, I got to call the game. That's the only difference. Yeah.
So what's Rob's? Will he be here? Will Orange be here? And where will he be? Like, what will his game day look like?
I'm not sure. I think he's going to be here, but I'm not sure what he's going to do during the game. You'd have to ask Rule on that.
Okay.
Yeah.
Is there any difference between those two quarterbacks when they run, or are they the same guy?
They're a little bit different styles. The starters are shorter and more compact. 15 is a little taller, but both of them are aggressive and they use stiff arm. I mean, they run tough. They're tough kids, and I don't expect anything different because Utah's always been a tough program, and the two quarterbacks play like the rest of the team. So.
15, he hits a lot of big plays.
Yeah, he does. He's a good player. He's just a young kid, right? I mean, he's young, freshman, and he'll be really a good player there.
So with all the activities of being at a bowl game, what's it been like watching the players enjoy themselves, but also, get to work when they've had the opportunity to practice?
Yeah, I think our players have showed up every day and worked pretty good. Really, probably our least best practice was our first day here, and we got right off the plane, But since they've been here, they practiced pretty hard. Yeah.
Anything else?
Thank you, guys.
Thanks, Coach.
Yep.
Thanks, Coach.
What's it been like working with Jeep?
Jeep's great. Got a lot of energy. I didn't know Jeep. Hadn't crossed paths with them at all. Hadn't worked with them. Coach Rule asked me what I thought, and I had to go watch Georgia Tech, right? And so just by watching those guys, how they played, detail, physicality, pad level, scheme, it's been good. So, trying not to do too much with him. He's got a plate full right now, trying to learn kids. Been there, done that. Learn stuff and coach, but the energy is outstanding. Look forward to really kind of talking scheme in January and February.
I know on the radio you said maybe the first day here TJ was knocking a little of the rust off. How have you seen him do as the weeks progress?
Yeah, good. Just because he can run. We wouldn't let him run at all up until a couple of days ago, which was the right thing to do. Unfortunate that he hasn't been able to take full advantage of these 3 weeks practice. He has mentally, and he's doing a great job in the huddle of getting things called and communicated, and he's fired up to play football. Yeah, I was thinking about this today. Pretty cool that your first 4 college starts are Rose Bowl, Memorial Stadium, Happy Valley, and Allegiant. So, sheesh. Pretty cool start for him. He's fired up about playing. He really is.
Have you seen just the running back situation continue to develop and figure things out now that you guys are here?
Yeah, they look good. I mean, they're so excited about going into a game knowing that they're going to get more than like 1 or 2 carries. So that's just what it was, what it turned into. We've all talked about it all year of what Emmett was able to do. So those guys are practicing at a very high level, and all three. Even Kenneth Williams has been getting some snaps out there. Don't be surprised if you don't see him in there at some point. So it'll be committee. They're all going to have an opportunity, but if one of them gets a hot hand or something like that, then we'll go with it. I don't know what that rotation is going to look like until I see it in the game, but they all will play.
How much of a jump do you think your offense can take
I don't know what to expect. I mean, bowl games are everyone's different. You know, I tell you, this is a first-class bowl game, and we're playing a first-class opponent. You know, and so anytime you're playing on New Year's Eve or New Year's Day, I mean, the opponent's going to be challenging. You know, and so I don't quite know what to expect. You know, I'm excited about the work that we put in, and you know, excited for guys like Tyler Knock that now he has an opportunity to play more. You know, Quinn Clark has been playing a lot more. You know, all those receivers are rotating right now, but you know, anybody that's been practicing should expect to have an opportunity to go out and play, and I'm excited to see what it looks like.
What has Clark done to move up the chart a little bit?
Oh, just by how he's been practicing. You know, I mean, like we rested Isaiah, Ja'Cory, Dane early in this process. We rested those guys, you know, and you know, Keelan and Quinn and Cortez took a lot of reps. I mean, obviously those running backs took a lot of reps based on the fact that we had to get those guys ready to go too. So, you know, they've all practiced hard for a month, and now they have an opportunity to go out and play. So I'm excited to see what it looks like.
How much has the quarterback, for you, the quarterback discussion happened in the bowl game? How quickly will that come as you have to evaluate the portal and what you want to do beyond this game on Wednesday?
I can tell you that it's going to happen quick, just in the conversations. And I ain't having conversations with anybody, but you know, agents are having conversations, and from what we're hearing, it's going to happen. Dominoes are going to fall quick, you know, and so, you know, what it's going to exactly look like, I don't know, but this is the first time we've ever been in this situation. So what is January 2nd going to look like? I'm kind of anxious to see.
Do you have a board? I'm not asking for before, but do you like have a ranking of quarterbacks, or is there a group?
I'm sure our personnel department does. I'm a coach, right? And so I'm trying to organize this offense and get us ready to play Utah. So that's it. Just the world that we live in now, you better have a personnel department that's doing all the work. And so you'd have to ask them. I don't know.
Obviously, it'd be great if Nebraska's defense, your defense, could go out and shut Utah down. But there's a chance that this is going to be a high-scoring game. You feel the sense that you're going to have to score points in order to win. Like, you can't just win at 13-10, but it might have to be 28-31.
I don't know, man. You just look at the games that they've played. I mean, these guys have been scoring a lot of points, right? So, you know, they got all their pieces other than their tackles. I haven't really paid much attention to it. I haven't really watched them offensively, but just looking at the scores, that's reminds me of what Big 12 stuff looks like, you know. So, I don't know. It's Big 12, Big 10, so we'll see which direction it goes.
Do you feel like if you got to crank your offense up, that you know, I know at times maybe this year you were putting the governor down to ball control, all that, but you feel like that speed, that tempo is there with TJ in this group?
Yeah, just based on what the game looks like, you know, honestly. I mean, just, I can't answer that until I get into the game and kind of feel for the game and how it's going. If we're controlling things, we're controlling things. If we're down, then we got to rally, you know, and we'll have the ability to do both.
Maybe this goes without saying, but was there a time, once upon a time, did you have a quarterback board, you know?
I don't. I mean, you when people announce that they're going to get in the portal, you take notice, right? So, you know, I got social media just like everybody else has social media, and when people announce that they're going in, then I'm sure we're going to do our due diligence.
So before the portal, did you approach it a lot differently?
Yeah, I mean, you're going back to the way things used to be compared to the way things are. I think it'd be silly for me to sit here and say that people haven't tampered in the past, you know. And so, I mean, and again, it's just all done with agents. I mean, agents used to, you know, it was done with high school coaches, you know, or just pre-existing relationships or whatever it is. But we're in such a different time now that you better have a full-blown personnel department that's doing that full-time. My full-time job is calling plays and organizing my call sheet and getting our guys ready in practice and getting them ready to play this game.
What's tough about Utah's defense? What do you see on film that impresses you and that you guys are going to be challenged?
Well, pressure. You know, their two sack leaders are not playing. One with an injury and one has opted out. But even with those guys, you know, getting 3 sacks a game, that's really not the concerning part. It's the pressure part. You know, they do a lot of pressuring, and they're excellent in man coverage. You know, and so we've worked a lot of man coverage stuff. We've worked a lot of pass protection stuff. You know, they do a good job of getting to the quarterback, even if it's not counted as a sack. You know, forcing the quarterbacks to get the ball out, and our guys are going to have to win in man coverage. That's pretty much what this thing is going to come down to.
Opportunity for your receivers to show.
Oh, yeah. I mean, them and tight ends and running backs as well. They're going to be put in man coverage where they got to win. You know, and at times we haven't been able to do that this year, and so. You know, the last month has been good from that perspective. I'm just working as much man stuff as we can. These guys are excellent in man coverage, and they're going to pressure us. We're going to have to get the ball out and get open.
Good. All right.
Thank y'all.
Thank you.
Enjoy.
Go ahead.
Coach Brian Christopherson with Husker 24/7. Just how much fun have you had, I guess, in these 10, 12 practices, getting to know these guys and just what's gone on so far with them?
I think it's been good to be here for the last 3 weeks and get to know the guys, especially the guys that are coming back, to know, you know, what we have coming back, and to kind of get a feel for how our coach and all that. And, you know, biggest thing for me is me learning how they do things right now, and then we can change all that here when the spring comes and maybe change a term or something like that. But it's still football. It's a lot easier for let me learn what they do than change it right now, you know. But it's been good.
Amy Joss, Lincoln Journal-Star. What was the motivating factor for you to want to come here to Nebraska?
It's Nebraska. I mean, I grew up in the '90s when late '90s when it's just Nebraska. You know, it's something that it's when people think of, when I talk to recruits, when people think of Nebraska, they think of offensive line. And it's an honor to be here as an offensive line coach, and you know, the physicalness, the toughness, and you know that's who our head coach is too. You know, so this was a no-brainer for me to come here.
Justin Fulmer, Hastings Tribune. What just have you learned just about this group's strengths so far, and what they can be, I guess, going forward?
Well, I think the group really is. I mean, they're smart. I mean, they've been well coached. So it's my job just to biggest thing for me right now, I want them to do is simplify things. I want them to come off the football. I want them to play without thinking. I want them to play violent. I want them to play fast. I want them to have fun, and that's something I'm big into, and that's something kind of the way I've coached, try to simplify things and really just it's offensive line. I want this group to have a mentality, and who you represent Nebraska. And I think that, you know, I tell these guys, you know, when you put that helmet on, that's got to mean something to you. This isn't just you know, an average Joe. This is Nebraska, you know. So I want that to mean something, and I want them to play hard. I want them to play hard, and that's something that we've preached.
Sandy McEwen from the Oklahoma World Herald again.
Yes.
What's it been like working with Dana Holgorsen for the last 2-3 weeks?
Awesome. Of course, I've never met Dana, but I've always, you know who he is and followed his career, and I always thought he'd done a great job. It's been great. It's been great. We haven't slowed down. I've had to learn the offense, and he's been really helpful in that. And you know, it's kind of cool to coach with him and for him. And you know, so you know, I know that holds something that you know, a standard that I have to live to, and excited about it.
Is there a Big Ten style of offense that you can already kind of sense is going to be a little different from maybe the ACC or some of the other leagues you've coached in?
Well, you know, yeah. Yeah, just by the way we practice, you know, we kind of got after it. Coach Rule wanted to get after it before we came out here back at home, and we had some physical practices, and you know, that's always exciting as an offensive line coach. And yeah, so I'm excited to coach in the Big Ten. You know, football's football. I was in the ACC, and you know, but we played. Well, I think we played 9 ranked teams when I was there, and won a bunch of them, Coach Keys. So you know, I don't look at it like that, and you know, I do kind of like the underdog role, and I kind of like the underdog role we're in right now, to be honest with you.
Steve Sipple, Husker Online. What's game day going to be like for you? What are you going to be doing? What's your coaching duties on that kind of day?
I'll tell you after the game. No, I'm joking. I'm just gonna just do what I do. You know what I mean? You know, I think when this went down, Matt wanted me here fast, and you know, this is only gonna help in the long run. Just like a high school kid coming here right now too. It's a new coach, but I'm just gonna coach, and I'm just gonna be like nothing different.
Okay.
Yeah. So I'll be there on the field and all that. Yeah. So.
Justin Evans is the center.
Yes.
Of the team this year. How have you bonded with him?
I think he's a great kid. He's a smart kid. He's always locked in. I'm really excited about Justin. I think he's got a bright future, and there's some things I would like to work with him over the summer. I mean, the spring and summer to make him a better football player, and because I think he can be an elite football player. And so I'm excited about him, and it's great to have a guy like that you can trust to play center, and it makes my life a lot easier.
Do you like guys with wrestling backgrounds? He does.
Love it. Yeah, they're tough. They fight through adversity. I mean, I tell you, everybody's going to fight through adversity. You're going to have a bad day. And when we recruit, we want guys like that. We want guys that just love life, love football, and guys that can fight through things, and just tough-minded kids. And I think we'll get those type of kids here at Nebraska.
Have you worked with Run?
Sean Callahan.
Yes, sir.
What have your conversations been like with Elijah Pritchett, and what kind of potential do you see from him in this program?
He's got major potential, and but we want production over potential. You know what I mean? So, I think, and I'll say this: when Coach came to me about Coach Teasley here with us and stuff like that, having an assistant and all that, I've had that at Georgia Tech over the last couple of years, and I think it really helps because, I'm not here all the time. So now it's true development, and that position, it's one-on-one time. It's meeting with Elijah, and throughout times of the season when in the old days, a coach is gone recruiting the whole month of January, half of April and all of May, so there's nobody around. But now it's year-round development, it's year-round meeting, it's year-round things that can make a player a lot better. So I'm hoping that can take another step in his development.
Have you worked with a run game coordinator in the past before, and what's just the dynamic?
No, I've not done that before, but I think we kind of all do it the same, and just collaborative effort, and we all sit in a room together, and I get to listen to Lonnie's worked with Coach Sapp before, so and I think I get to learn from them guys, so.
Speak more inside Nebraska, when Coach Rule was talking about you and adding you to the staff, you mentioned that he really liked the counter blocking schemes that you used at Georgia Tech.
Yep.
What are the advantages of that? Why did you like doing that?
I think I was there 3 years. We were outside zone the first couple of years, and then counter. And counter allowed us to run our quarterback at times. Who Haynes was our best football player on the team at Georgia Tech, and Buster was a big counter guy, and so I'm a big counter guy. I like it. I think it takes a little relief off the offensive line to have a gap scheme in. Just down and kick. But we ran it a bunch and kind of something. It's something that you do like. You get good at something, and we want to get good. You know what I mean? You just keep, continue to get good, and I think that was something we were good at.
Is there a certain style of offensive lineman that does counter well?
No, it's just what you teach and what you preach and what you get out of it. It's like if you're an inside zone team, you preach it, you do it. And I think just really it's about the mentality of the players and how to do it. So counter, you're going to double team that three. Well, we want to knock a dent in the front. So that's something that we always talk about, knocking them off the balls.
All good.
Great. Appreciate you guys.